In our news bulletin for this evening, Niue makes its mark at the 20th Commonwealth Games as competition begins. Vital statistics show a natural increase of 6 people to the population for the first 6 months of this year. Students suspended for 2 weeks following an incident at Niue High School. Motor vehicle and driving violations dominate charges laid at the local court proceedings yesterday. Youngsters on holiday do community service to help keep Niue clean. Updates from Team Niue at the Commonwealth Games in Scotland confirm that all athletes and officials have reached Glasgow safely after the long-haul flights. Team Niue are housed in flats within the Games Village, while VIP have been accommodated at the Hilton Hotel. The team spent time to acclimatise and familiarise themselves with the facilities as they prepare for competition. With 71 countries represented in 21 sports codes and 11 days of competition, yesterday's official opening ceremony marked the beginning of what they are hoping will be the best Commonwealth Games yet. Niue's sporting delegation stood out in their golden blazers, and lawn bowler Elizabeth Reiti was given the honour of being Niue's flag bearer. The lawn bowls team are the first of the Niue team sports codes to see some competition with games at Calvin Grove Park. For day one, the Niue lawn bowls team had a series of games: the men's triples against Wales, the women's fours, the men's pairs versus New Zealand, the women's singles against Norfolk. There was also the men's triples against India and the women's fours against India. And the last one, the men's pairs versus Zambia. Results for those games have yet to be received. The remaining codes await the start for their competitions, and we hope to be able to bring you coverage and updates from the team during the competitions. Statistics Niue have released the latest figures for vital statistics for the first half of this year ending in June 2014. The vital statistics highlight the births, deaths and marriages that show the natural increase of the population on the island. According to figures at a glance, the estimated residential population stands at 1,586. The total births for the first 6 months of this year saw 8 babies born, 3 male and 5 females. Of these babies, 7 were born on island and 1 overseas. As for the total deaths, there were 2 deaths on the island, 1 male and 1 female. There were 3 marriages or weddings that took place in Niue. 2 marriages were of visitors and 1 of Niuean visitors. There were also 2 adoptions recorded in the Register of Adoptions for the first half of the year, and taking into account the number of births added to the population and number of deaths subtracted, the natural increase to the population is 6. 4 Niue High School students have been suspended for an incident related to alcohol consumption on school grounds. The alleged incident occurred on the final day of school last term, and parents were called in for a discussion. According to school policy, such incidents result in an automatic suspension. Director of Education Bertha Tonghai says that the department is taking the incident seriously and working on ways to embed issues relating to youth and alcohol into the school curriculum to enable students to make better informed decisions. The department will be looking at ways to work with the police department and other stakeholders to enhance campaigns on the effects of alcohol on young people. This is not a new issue, but they admit there needs to be a holistic approach to address the issue so that there are no repeat incidents. The students involved have been suspended for 2 weeks, starting when school begins for term 3, that is next week. Local courts were in session yesterday with a total of 10 cases presented by the Niue Police Department. The charges laid were mainly motor vehicle and driving violations, with 1 charge of assault as well as willful mischief charges presented. 3 individuals were charged with exceeding the speed limits or pleaded guilty and were discharged without conviction, but were ordered to pay court costs of $30 each. 1 individual faced charges of assault that could potentially receive a penalty for imprisonment for a maximum of 1 year. However, the accused pleaded guilty and was convicted and fined $100. 1 person faced a charge of knowingly using an unlicensed motor vehicle. The accused was not present but was convicted and fined $50 with an additional $30 towards court costs. 4 cases were adjourned until the next court sitting on the 12th of August. Youngsters from the village of Tuapa took the initiative to do their part in the campaign to keep Niue clean and green. The early morning exercise held yesterday had children up to 14 years of age collecting rubbish from the roadside starting from Alofi North all the way to Namui. The idea to do this community service project started as a discussion a few months ago and was influenced by what they described as a sorry sight, especially having to see rubbish alongside the roads.
Rubbish seems to be everywhere, and we thought, oh, it's not very nice if you clear the weeds and you can see all the rubbish coming up from that. And that is why we wanted to, to pick up all those rubbish, because it's very obvious. The women here and the girls' brigade and the boys' brigade, we thought it would be a good thing for them during this holiday, that they should spend some time doing that. It is a worthwhile thing to do, to keep them busy and for them to realize not to do that, not to throw any rubbish as they travel on their transport to and fro.
According to one of the organizers, Mataoki Sene, after spending most of the morning picking up rubbish, by the end of the cleanup they had filled 30 rubbish bags. She also had a message and challenge for the people on the island.
Don't throw rubbish around. If you have rubbish, keep it in your car, bring it home and put it in a proper place. And that is my challenge for everyone, not to throw rubbish, not to litter Niue. Keep Niue nice, green and clean.
The activity was supervised by parents who wanted to impart a message for children to keep the island clean, especially if we're marketing Niue as a clean place to visitors. Keeping Niue clean and green should be the responsibility of the whole community. And that is our news bulletin for this evening and for this week.